Hello and welcome to a Eurogamer podcast. I don't think I've never said that before.
I don't think anyone said that for a long time.
This is very new. We are at Gamescom at the moment, and by we I mean myself, Chris Bratz, joined by Bertie Pachees.
Hi.
Ian Hickton.
Hello.
And Martin Robertson.
Oh yeah.
The team Gamescom.
The dream team.
Yeah. So I guess we're just going to rattle through what we've actually seen today, because we do this anyway. This is the idea, right? We will go to a pub somewhere now and just talk about all the video games that we looked at. So I thought, why not bring you with us? Who wants to kick off? Who's seen a really cool thing?
Should we go chronologically or go by order of interest?
Order of interest, without a doubt.
Okay.
We've got to keep them engaged right now.
I just finished seeing Star Citizen. I'm just going to jump in there.
Yeah.
Star Citizen was amazing. I've watched this game a bit from the periphery as this big sort of mad mess, which is probably...
This gigantic number that keeps going and going.
And I actually saw it today, and I saw the multi-crew demo, so multiple people flying in a ship, and they're all doing like different jobs.
That sounds cool.
And they exist, and you can look into the other ship and see the people milling around inside.
I had no idea about this.
Yeah,
like a bridge simulator, basically. Oh my god!
And then they land. So it starts with it's embargo until they show it on Friday. I'm just going to tell you anyway.
That's amazing.
Wow, like, can we do that?
But I'm not going to tell you loads. But so it starts.
Only break the embargo.
This is why we didn't do podcasts. Right.
It starts in a space station.
Okay.
Then you'll meet up with your pals. Then you go on a landing pad, and they start climbing into different ships. And you're looking around. They're climbing, and then a few of them bundle into one ship, and they go and.
Did you play this or did you watch this?
Watch them, but they were playing around me as
okay.
they like there's a room full of the other people playing, and then there's a main monitor where the main guy's playing. And then they went to do this mission where they rescue a derelict ship, and they go and then they jump into the ship, and then they're sort of exploring this derelict ship which is floating. Then eventually they get the ship back online, and then a few of them pilot it back. It's like it was just amazing. I could just see us lot just all. We wouldn't be in the same room, but being like, jump in the ship and you do this.
I've always wanted to play as Artemis, which is like the Starship Simulator thing, and it just looks incredible. But you just need it's just quite a ball ache to set up.
I don't want to be the cynical guy, but Star Citizen right now always sounds like a collection of like interesting mini game / tech demo.
We talked about this
things, and it's like, oh, that looks really cool. Oh, this looks really cool. How the hell do you put them all together into this really ambitious game? So you did talk with Chris Roberts, right?
In fact I talked a lot about the strain of the project, the negative sort of press.
How aware was he of like the kind of, I feel like the reaction's changed a little bit to Star Citizen over the last year or so.
He's
maybe more than that.
Hyper aware of it, or let's say, but he's still living his dream. He didn't realise he always wanted to make this game, and now he's getting to make the dream game that he wanted to make. They've got very solid plans for I was quite surprised.
I've been told 3 times, like at least 3 times, that people are making their dream game. Though that's just a standard line.
It's a bit cheesy, but it looks quite Mass Effect. It's not quite as I want to say blue as Mass Effect. I always think of the colour blue.
Yeah,
red,
I agree.
It's a bit duller than that. It's a bit more. It has a more sort of worn feel. It's a bit wooden. But it's not finished yet. Obviously, they've got a lot to do. But the promise of being able to jump in, and the way you could sort of look into the ship and see your friends like mucking around in the other ship.
Do you believe in Star Citizen?
Now I do, actually.
Yeah?
Cool. I mean, that's
probably the most impressive thing you can say, to be honest, because that's the thing for me.
I didn't know so much about. I knew about it, but yeah, I was totally sold on it after and they were just playing it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't him pitching me a vision. You know, I was asking about the vision, but that was me inquiring. They were just playing it in front of me.
Yeah, so I think the last time I saw Star Citizen, which was 2 years ago here at Gamescom, there just wasn't a game there. So.
Yeah, it certainly helps when it's playable.
It's coming together, and he's really nice as well. Actually, he was very relatable, and there was no. He wasn't pitching me. Mm-hmm. Which was really nice. Some people completely pitch you their answers. Like I spoke to Blizzard earlier in the day, and they're lovely, but I was speaking to producers, and they're pitching.
Oh yeah,
okay.
But at the same time you were seeing Star Citizen, I was seeing Elite Dangerous.
Literally
about two booths away. Yeah,
are they close to each other?
They're opposite each other.
Chris, he did a great zing.
Yeah,
because he likes that there's lots of space. He likes space games. That's his
elite nothingness, more like
diplomatic answer. He said this quote that was, "I don't mind if people play Elite Dangerous until Star Citizen comes out."
That's super. That's really cool. All right, Ian, it sounds like you had a very interesting day. It started off with probably one of the biggest games of the show.
Yes, Fallout 4.
Yeah.
That was a really cool presentation.
It was no hands-on
I've heard,
stuff.
Is that the new Skyrim?
I've heard bad things. Yeah, is it Skyrim with guns? Because I spoke to Matt Martin and he's just written up something.
I read
100%.
his thing.
But I saw him and he was dismayed. He was actually offended by what they showed.
He seems to be comparing it quite strongly to Fallout 3.
He
Right?
thinks it's a kind of like a copy and paste of Fallout 3 with a bit of a next-gen sheen on.
Do you agree?
No, there is a lot of similarities. The hacking and the lockpicks are kind of the same, and but the whole look of it's a lot brighter. The combat seems to move a lot faster. VATS doesn't pause time anymore, so you
That's
don't.
good.
Yeah, VATS entertainment. So you can't take a breather in the combat anymore. It's still flowing. So everything seemed a lot more action packed, more focusing on the shooting. Last couple of Fallout games, shooting seemed to be a little bit clunky. I don't know. I came out of it feeling excited about it, and
Cool.
I didn't see where Matt's.
What did
I
they
think it might have been a bit of inside baseball stuff actually, because Matt just said to me he was offended by how arrogant Bethesda was in their presentation of it. Because
Well, they just kind of came
it's
in,
got
plonked
nothing
us
to do
down
with
on the
it,
seat.
yeah, they just ushered everyone in. They showed you if you press play on the video, and then you watch the video, and then everyone left. Just they just can't. Well, they just know everyone's going to buy it, which is fair enough. There's no point, so they just didn't.
They could have given us some party poppers.
So
or
I feel like that isn't a unique opinion. Some people do think it looks a bit too close to Fallout 3. Some people heartily disagree with that. So the presentation you actually watched, was there anything that we haven't seen before?
So what it was it was part of the QuakeCon behind closed doors demo, which no one saw apart from the people who went there.
behind closed doors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at QuakeCon actually.
Yeah, at QuakeCon.
Sorry.
So it's a little chunk taken out of that, but then extended. If that makes any sense, I'm not sure it does.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of what they saw at QuakeCon, but then there was one section that I don't think was shown at QuakeCon. They went inside this kind of industrial factory, and there was a lot of fights between raiders and ghouls. You started off attacking raiders, and then these ghouls broke in, and those two factions started fighting against each other. And then there was something I can't remember seeing before. I'm not 100%. But I think it was a brand new thing. They had a quick select slot thing come up in the bottom right. It was like a cross with 4 items on the vertical, 4 on the horizontal, and the player quick selected a grenade from there. Because most of the time when you're selecting guns,
Yeah,
before that, you have to go
the
to
whole
the
thing
pit
sounds a
boy
bit
and-
faster than Fallout
So
3.
yeah, basically they've sped the whole
Alright.
gameplay up a bit.
Okay.
I get the impression with Fallout, which is a really nice impression, that they haven't been too. Well, I don't know if they did this on purpose. I think their engine just doesn't look that great. But what I hope is that they've spent a lot of time looking at the actual gameplay and guts of the game.
Yeah,
And
and
that's-
there was a lot of negativity around Fallout 3 before it came out.
Ollie Welsh's preview.
That guy. Because it doesn't lend itself well to kind of small chunk, and it doesn't look that great. The gameplay engine isn't all that.
That's a
great.
very good point. Like, how do you even how long does a demo have to be before you actually get any idea about what the game's like?
They've got
Yeah.
the space building this year as well, and that's a big thing. I think when people actually get it for a significant amount of time, they'll go, actually, and what's really nice about that is that actually the gameplay will feel significantly, I hope the gameplay will feel significantly more advanced.
Well, they've said
Rather than,
that.
and that's nice that it just doesn't look more advanced, they actually will feel.
Yeah, they've said that they've concentrated on getting as much stuff in as possible. So they said it doesn't look, as super nice as it could because they've just jammed so much gameplay in there. So it's kind of like, they could have had less game and it looked prettier.
The nature of that game, what you can do is, and obviously it's like super with the crafting bases and stuff, but just the general gameplay thing where you can pick up any old crap and then just hoard stuff in your house. And there's no people who played Skyrim and everything and just had just picked up every single cheese in the world and then filled their house with all the cheeses.
I don't know if the look is slightly endearing. I was in the camp of I wanted to see it look amazing. I thought like they've got a chance to really get to grips with the new generation. Their consoles aren't that powerful, It's not going to be. But anyway, I got up in the hype and I was like, oh, it's going to look amazing. Then like it looks. I think if you put the two games next to each other as well, Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, you'd see a massive.
Yeah.
It doesn't look ugly.
That's
It's
actually well worth it.
Yeah, it's a lot brighter. You've got beautiful blue skies and the colours are vivid, and you've got rusty vehicles.
I honestly think,
everywhere.
like, Fallout. When was Fallout 3?
2008?
Was it 2008? God, it might be. Yeah, it might be.
But
It was 2008.
It's in that category for me where my idea of what Fallout 3 looks like isn't accurate anymore. I think it looks like in my mind I'm like, oh, Fallout 4 isn't that big a leap, but if you do see the next one,
I've gone back to New Vegas recently.
It's crazy.
It is a big leap.
Yeah, and I think that's worth bringing.
Endearing. It's like that slightly bleak end of the world, post-apocalyptic.
And you raised a good point before that, like
That's really nice.
No,
was it about my cheese sandwich?
No, it wasn't. I can't even. We're not talking about cheese sandwich. The fact that it means that they've had to concentrate on fleshing out this world and making something very impressive. If they're not letting the visuals carry it,
the
game itself is hopefully going to.
Look, I don't know if that was just a fact of their engine not being able to do anything dramatically physically or visually even, or if it was a conscious decision, and if it was impressive, to be able to kind of hold that off.
Yeah, well, personally, other than so we've just rushed around the show floor. I think that video is going up tomorrow morning, and we'd experienced Gamescom. I think, Ian. I think that's fair to say. We've seen what it's all about.
We've got blisters,
and we're now really quite tired. But game-wise, I didn't see a whole lot today. In fact, I saw some really, really cool stuff at Paradox that we can't talk about until their press conference, which is tomorrow night.
Yeah, but it's embargo breaking ability.
Yeah. I would say that if you were a Paradox fan, you might want to tune into it because there might be some stuff to look forward to. I don't know, but it's fine.
I hope their conference is better than EA's.
Yeah, I didn't catch it this morning.
They didn't miss anything. They didn't announce anything.
I had a nice nut bar in the nut bar sounds rude. And I got a picture with a TIE fighter.
Oh,
I got a picture with a TIE fighter as well.
So, but like the actual conference itself, other than you having a wander around and looking at
they
things.
didn't have. It was like when I said to you, they showed Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I was like, oh, that was quite exciting until they showed the game, and it was. FIFA 16 sounds good and looks good, but they had this awkward bant between Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville, and it was like, oh,
they get Pele on.
No, that was the thing. There's no Pele.
They actually had Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville on stage.
No, they had a video around Gary Neville's house.
Excellent.
Is it a nice house?
It wasn't even that nice house. It was like a bungalow.
So,
Gary Neville was quite good.
Have I missed any
announcements? The biggest announcement was the fact that Gary Neville lives in a bungalow. that was quite surprising. That was the big takeaway from the
Carragher nearly lost it when Neville wasn't going to put Gerrard in the team.
Oh yeah. I bet it's a bit of a sore point at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's just me trying to relate.
I don't even what
Martin,
you're talking about.
What did you see today that was nice?
I've only really seen one game. I
saw Scalebound, right?
Yeah, my day's been doing conferences, and I interviewed Phil Spencer, which was lovely.
How was that? How was he?
He was good. He was good. I actually kind of whinged at him, because he's doing a really good job, which is great. But it means there's no drama for us. Like this time last year, it was amazing because they screwed up the Tomb Raider announce and everything. And it was loads of drama. And it's like, this time last year it was really good fun. This year it's just like, you're just doing a really good job, which is brilliant. And I love seeing.
So what about that Windows 10?
Yeah, it's like I love Xbox One's got an incredible lineup. They're going to have a really good Christmas. They're doing ticking all the right boxes.
Right.
There's just no drama.
Let's nail the important question.
Yeah.
What T-shirt was he wearing?
He told me the story behind his T-shirt.
There's
a mystery behind his T-shirt. And obviously there's always intrigue behind them. So I was like...
the rumour I'd heard that it was something to do with the Xbox and Windows 10 working together, and it was all in one.
No, I was saying to them, it must be really weird having your wardrobe scrutinised all the time. Just to Because I was looking at his shoes, and his shoes definitely seem to suggest that maybe
Were they Converse? No.
No.
Come on.
No, but I get the feeling he might rock Converse.
What would Converse mean? Is that a Tony? What's that? What would even that? I don't even know what it suggests. But anyway, his T-shirt, the story behind it is really boring, really, really boring. He was at China Joy last week, which is like a games conference in China, obviously. And there is a Xbox dedicated site in China. and he met up with them and really liked what they were doing, and was really, because he obviously wants to push Xbox in China, he was a fan of the work, and he just wore a T-shirt which was the T-shirt which had the logo of the Xbox.
Is he trolling
dedicated.
people?
Yeah.
What? So this is a reference to that site?
Yeah, it's just basically some people he met like last week who he quite likes. There's no
You
dedicated
can't tell anyone. I know
That
we
doesn't
have
sound
just
like the
told-
carefully protected PR image of Phil Spencer. What are you
have
talking
to,
about?
everyone listening, you
No.
have to keep this secret. You have to be like
Hang
a
on.
secret, and then
No,
everyone's like, what's the mad ARG going on behind his T-shirt?
This is part of the PR plan. This is him trying to convince us that he's a nice human being and that he's lovely and he cares about Chinese websites. This is
you
all part
work
of
for
it.
Microsoft. You sound a bit more.
Yeah,
erotic,
what is
aren't
this?
you?
We're not
Phil
supposed to like
Spencer's not a
the
human being.
Phil Spencer's a lovely human being. He's really nice. He's really nice.
I have seen a number of video interviews in which he comes across.
Yeah, he comes across really
he's
well.
not Matrick in interviews.
He's obviously, he's got that kind of air of Microsoft about him, and he does talk in corporate speak, and you do feel yourself being played sometimes because he just does his very best to kind of drop every game and just like his sentences kind of ring round in
Did you
strange
mention Rare
ways.
at any point?
No, we didn't actually talk about Rare. It didn't seem like opportunity to talk about it because they're obviously not, apart from Rare Replay, they're not really they didn't feature here.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. He's doing a really good job.
There does seem to be a lot of positive chatter surrounding him.
Yeah.
I can see the comments for this video. This is Microsoft bias like 101.
Have we got?
I did get
anything else to say about
a
Sony,
free Xbox One today, so that.
Yeah, no, it's a good, interesting coincidence.
Yeah, so I really like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't disclaimer.
So I've just been doing that. The only game I've actually seen today was Scalebound, which...
What was that in the presentation? Or?
Yeah, I kind of argued my own presentation because I really want to see it. I'm a massive Hideki Kamiya
I think
fan.
it's fair enough.
But I think I upset Hideki Kamiya.
So you were just yesterday telling us how he's a lovely, gentle
The whole Twitter persona isn't how he comes across in person, and really
this
he's
was
a huggable teddy
Did
bear.
he go?
Is
Did
he
he
blocking
rage
you?
you?
Love.
Did he rage?
He real life blocked me.
Whoa!
no,
Pretty much.
What
I
did
met
he
him
do?
before and he's a lovely guy, but it was just one of those awful presentations where there's like 12 people like crammed into one of those rooms, and then you get like 10 minutes of gameplay at the end. It's just like, anyone got any questions? And then someone like puts a hand up and goes, "When's the game coming out?" It's like they announced that yesterday. You better be paying attention. It's like, they said it's holiday 2016.
I hate Q&As. I hate them so much.
And then the next question was, so how big's the open world? It's like, it's quite big because it's got a dragon in it. That was the answer. And you could tell he just could not give a shit. And obviously, like, fair enough.
If
like,
someone
the dude
tweeted
had
him
loads
that,
of shit.
you'd be like, you would be publicly shamed.
It's actually, there's a platinum demonstration once where I got the best ever like roundtable question where a German journalist asked how many objects are in the game. And like
Pardon?
someone just said, how many objects are in the game? It's like, what even is that?
Where do you even start?
Anyway, so
how did you upset Kamiya?
He'd had these two quite bad questions, and then I followed up with an even worse question.
What was it?
I just said, like, basically the main guy seems like a bit of a jerk.
I think that is a very, very fair
Yeah,
point
and I
to
said
raise.
that are you concerned because he does seem like a bit of a jerk, and is he like
It's
he
the
deliberately
headphones.
obnoxious?
It's the headphones. I'm
And
sorry.
Kamiya just like, he just didn't even look at me. He just like said his answer. He just looked directly into blank space, not even like looking at me.
Oh my god!
And then just did some PR spiel about like, you haven't. I look forward to showing you more of a story and everything. And just this god awful answer. And then I thought, that's it, that's all right. But then he did this. And then he carried on, and basically said, yeah, I just make games for myself. I don't make them. I don't care what anyone else thinks about them. And when you play it, you'll end up loving it anyway. It's like, oh my god, that's so brilliant.
Imagine what happens if you tweet in that. You're gonna get torn apart.
Yeah, I know.
So I faced down Jeff Kaplan from Blizzard earlier, who designed a lot of World of Warcraft,
Right.
And then we talked about Titan. Actually, we were talking a bit about
That's
that
amazing.
project, not in much great detail, but just to have.
Is that because he was working on it before
Yeah,
this?
so he was directing Titan,
Right.
and then he moved to
To
making Overwatch. And
Are they quite open about that? Overwatch is like a Titan cast off.
Well, no, this is why I was quite surprised, and he was talking about it because he's obviously one of the senior people at Blizzard,
Yeah.
and who sets an agenda, like the agenda kind of thing. And yeah, he didn't talk in great detail about it, and it doesn't sound like they took it doesn't sound like they salvaged stuff from it, but it sounds like
more the team.
yeah. And I said to him, so they have announced he's working on Overwatch now, and they showed in the Blizzard conference a new character, the 16th character, this guy Lucio, who's this South American Brazilian, might as well be a capoeira dancer. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's got these skates, he's into music, he's got these dreadlocks, he's about as stereotypical as it can get. And I said to Jeff Campbell, I was like,
Come on, Jeff.
I was like, that guy Lucio, I was like, I listed those things and I was like, it's a bit cliched, isn't it? And he would launch into this kind of, he took it in good humour actually,
Yeah.
He was very nice. I thought I might get a sort of blunt end of Blizzard, but he was very nice and was just like, actually we've got other stereotypical characters like our cowboy and our other one, and he's like, it's not going to be the only South American character we do, basically.
Right.
So he didn't say it quite like that, obviously, admitting, but I was quite pleased with how he handled it. So I don't know if that even relates to what we were just talking
No, it's fine. It's quite. That's a difficult question to ask.
I have finished my beer nearly now.
Yeah, that's fine. Has anyone been to
the sandwich is still going.
Yeah.
Has anyone been to the Blizzard booth on the show floor yet? It is very impressive.
They always go huge.
I think it's like the most visually impressive.
I enjoyed
one.
their conference. I don't play Blizzard games apart from Diablo, but they're so good at what they do that I can't help but just respect
When
them.
they showed the Heroes of the Storm characters, were you there for that?
Rexar's the
Yeah.
big one.
When they showed the Heroes of the Storm new models and like skins, I think they were making, and they were showing like an orc on the back of a like treasure goblin from Diablo and stuff. But the different skins they were going through for the character, they just look so good. I was saying this to their PR, who's a lovely guy, but they look like toys that you can just pick up and just kind of play. They've got that chunky, satisfying feel to them.
Yeah, their whole design's got that. That's what Diablo's got as well, because it's got that pause screen where you can just like kind of rotate your character around. It just feels like a miniature toy.
Yeah, we talk about
Diablo's the least.
There is a Blizzard quality that we kind of reference a lot, where whether it's the opening of the Hearthstone packs.
Yeah, it's really physical. Yeah,
like or as you say, like the just certain touches in every game that you can tell when it's a Blizzard game.
Yeah,
and it's hard not to get a bit fanboyish about that. I'm struggling.
They make good games. It's hard, I
forgot to mention actually, one of the great things about this booth before we move on is that there is a World of Warcraft stand. Obviously, they haven't revealed the new expansion yet. That's tomorrow, is that?
Tomorrow at 5,
yeah, tomorrow. Yeah,
5 p.m.
But there's just people playing World of Warcraft at Gamescom, and it's the press day, so like presumably they will have had to do something to get in, show some kind of credentials, and some people have just gone, and like, sorry, I'm just going to play a bit of WoW, just don't really fancy having around.
Bants.
That's
Having
amazing.
some WoW bants.
It's incredible. I love those moments.
I liked it because there was a statue of a panda. That was
a
nice.
Pandaren, my friend.
A what?
A Pandaren. It's a Warcraft panda.
So beyond Blizzard, I spoke to them about StarCraft 2 and also about Hearthstone and obviously Overwatch, which I was just referencing. Chris, you spoke to them about.
Yeah, we talked about Heroes of the Storm because they've just revealed kind of 3 characters this week, and
so I did that. I did Dirt Rounds. I watched the Blizzard conference, EA conference, and then I spoke to Chris Roberts. Had a catch up with my Witcher contact.
Oh yeah, anything going
which
on
was
there?
good. They were talking about. They've sort of settled down. They're excited to get onto the new stuff. They're making obviously.
It feels like I kind of fallen out that game, but it feels like that game is being patched all the freaking time. I can't keep up with the updates.
Yeah,
it's annoyed me a little bit how much it's been patched.
How could it possibly annoy you?
Because I had a lot of problems with it and I stopped playing because I didn't like it that much, and I kind of feel like I wasted 12 hours on a game.
You didn't play the full version. Yeah.
And I've sold it already, so I'm not going back to it.
Mate, you should have played Total War Rome 2.
Yeah.
You would have had a great time. Took a year for that game to finish.
That's a different conversation.
Anything else that jumped out at people? What? I don't know if we've missed anything in. You went to see the
HTC Vive. Is it Vive? Vive?
Is it Vive?
I call it Vive.
I call it
Vive.
I call it Volva.
I say Vive. I feel like they say Vive.
So Chris Roberts wasn't sure what to call it either, but he was like, "Oh yeah, we're doing
a Vive." I think
Ollie calls it or whatever Ollie says. Goes.
I think I've asked him this before, and it was Vive.
Yeah. Vive. It's incredible. I've got a DK2 that on loan from an Oculus Rift Development Kit 2 that's on loan from Digital Foundry. So. Yeah, I think they forgot about it now. Unlucky Rich. That's cool. But
it doesn't even compare.
I was like transported to another crazy world, like the Matrix or something. I was stood on the bow of this ship, and there was all these fish swimming around me, and you had these hand controllers, and you could bat the fish out of the way, walk around, look over the deck into the dark.
Right, let's skip to the important stuff here. You also did a demo that involved the Dota 2 shop.
I did, yeah. There's
Hello.
So a brand new demo. that no one's ever played before Gamescom, I don't think.
Yeah, it was debuted this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can go in the Dota 2 shop and you standing around.
Is there a match going on? Do you get the impression that there's a match
no,
going on?
there's no match going
Are
on.
there walls?
There are walls, yeah.
That's weird.
So it's like a proper wooden cottage kind of shop
I want to
thing.
live in a place.
And
So is this the shop back at base or the secret shop?
I've never played Dota.
Oh,
I don't know.
How you just do not.
That wasn't sexy.
I cannot believe that you got to experience this. I'm so mad. Right.
I know it's really jealous because I don't know I have no idea what.
So you're in
all these things that I
the
saw.
Dota 2 shop. You're looking around.
Some shopkeeper comes in and he's like, "Oh, hello, I've got a thing for you." And then
That will
Pat
not.
oh, wait, unto me. No, that was a rubbish. So he gives you a light thing.
Okay.
And you shine it on certain objects.
A torch?
You'd think that's what, but no, it's a light thing, a weird little orb.
Okay, right,
And you can shine it on certain objects in the world, and then you shrink down into a little mini guy, and these monsters pop out at you that probably you know what they are, and I don't. And then there's
like jungle creeps.
maybe.
Shut up, nerd.
I guess. And there's this really cool little dragony lizardy thing that stands behind
because
you.
it's a dragon.
Yeah, it stands behind you and looks up at you with these little adoring eyes.
And it's a courier, and it's the thing that brings you your items during when you're out in the lanes.
A courier.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he follows you around and he keeps looking up, and you can bat him away.
Oh my god, you actually look so angry. You look so angry right now, which is amazing.
I'm sorry I'm sorry, I don't know much about
So,
it. But it finishes with this.
I don't think you really need to know about
There's
it.
this big giant monster thing that walks. He walks on the outside. You can feel the building shake, and then you look up and you can see his eyes looking through, and he smashes the ceiling, and all this wood comes down, and physically
oh
moved.
Man, that's always a good sign.
Because it's amazing. It's really cool. You have this space to walk around and these controllers that actually interact with things. There's this one demo where you can draw anything you want, and it's 3D. Took me 60 seconds before I drew a penis. But
Of course, classic Higton.
time to penis, 60 seconds. And so you can draw these whatever you want. You can walk through.
Was there a screen so people could watch what you were doing?
Yeah, there was and the guy was like, "Area, so everyone draws a penis."
The guy was like #bans.
Yeah.
Stop saying that. Right, you've said that 3 times
well-
during the podcast.
it's well
and people
jokes. I'm
people
just
think
trying to
this is how we talk.
We do.
Lads.
No.
The one thing I found really interesting about the Vive
Yeah. The headset.
demo
Yeah.
was that they didn't show the portal one because there wasn't enough space.
No,
in
there was not enough space. No, but
How much space was there? Because that's the one thing I've got a
Oh,
concern
it's in
about.
physical space.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
as Rich Ledbetter was saying, it's like Connect all over again, or Connect 1.0 when you needed a huge living room to be able to play it, and the Vive's just like that again.
it was a big-ish. Probably about 10 foot by 10 foot.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's my.
But they had to have these laser things in the corners of the room. So I guess if you want the full experience in your living room, you're going to have to invest in these laser.
You
sensors
honestly,
in your,
you're going to need to get a VR room in your house where it's just
You'll
all
have to
padded,
build
so when
a
you fall
sphere.
over.
See, I'm down with that idea. I mean, I could make it happen,
wear off
but
very quickly.
it's as long as they get it across to people that this isn't just going to work. You're not going to get this experience people are gushing over because your room's not big enough. Whereas if people are buying it in the hope that they're and they get home.
It's an awesome thing. For if you go in, you do these demos. They're really quick fire demos, built to impress. If you do something like that, it's amazing. It's wow. But to actually make that a consumer product,
It's a great 30 minutes at a trade show, isn't it?
Exactly. It feels like it should be an arcade thing again, like virtuality was in the early 90s, where it's just
some
something
kind
you pay
of attraction.
£2 and then you just get it, and you get this the bells and whistles and everything.
Oh,
but I
God, you're
can't see it
right,
translate
yeah.
into the home.
It was a comfy headset, but I couldn't imagine wearing it for 2 hours playing an in-depth game.
That's because I've played a lot of racing games. I'm not sure if I've told anybody.
Oh no! How did you like the 466 wet conditions demo? Trailer?
Was the rain affecting the tyre grip?
Probably.
But because racing games make sense of VR, because I'm sat in my chair with my special booties and my special gloves on, and my special steering wheel and my special clutch.
How many of those things do you actually use?
All of those
Are you
things.
serious?
Yeah, I've got. Of course,
Martin,
I've got
did
gloves.
you used to race with Lewis Hamilton?
Oh, I did.
So
I've never told anyone that before.
we had a few pre-Gamescom drinks yesterday to kind of build up to the show, and suddenly these secrets just started tumbling out of Martin Robinson's mouth.
There was one about Phil Harrison as well, I think.
We can't do this. This is just shaming him.
I used to play croquet with Phil Harrison as well, basically. Back in the day.
This is not true. That's just a lie. All right.
How's his backhand?
Please, before we embarrass ourselves, shall we? Is there anything else that we've missed, or should we just kind of wrap up here? Because basically, we'd like to do one of these every day, I think, and try and just give a round of.
It'll be even better tomorrow because I won't be here. So
you say, "Oh God, yeah, you're right." So you did GDC.
Bagsy or bed
beforehand, and then
GDC Europe was kind of a non-entity, so I just came here early just to be here for the Microsoft conference.
Right.
But I'm seeing tomorrow. I'm seeing as a preview. I'm seeing Dark Souls and Crackdown.
Are you seeing Mafia 3 as well?
Oh wow,
Mafia 3.
You've got an amazing day.
Yeah,
that is actually amazing.
And interviewing Hajime Tabata.
Right, you need to.
He makes Final Fantasy 15.
You need to write us some kind of. You need to. We need to read your
I need
impressions
to
off
write
for
the website.
for the podcast.
That's the general idea. I think that's why I'm really
That's why
excited
you're
to be over here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we need.
Wait, you got paid to be here?
You can't see all of those amazing sounding video games and not be here tomorrow.
I will write about them or something. I haven't said that I'm going on Friday. I'm going on holiday on Friday, so who knows? I might screw it and go to Belgium.
Anyone else?
I'm going to Belgium, yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
that's
Belgium's
nice.
nice.
Great. Well,
We can just go there from here. We're a country along.
Well, this feels like
Should we take it to the pub now?
this feels like the natural endpoint to this Gamescom special Eurogamer
I've got a
podcast.
cheese sandwich to finish.
Thank you
also
for joining us, and we'll be back tomorrow with. I guess tomorrow is going to be a little bit more hands-on stuff because we've done a bunch of show floor things today and running around and getting.
Yeah, I get to play Star Wars Battlefront for the first time tomorrow.
Oh my God,
I'm very
that's
excited
gonna be
about
cool.
Is
that.
that the first time anyone's played it as well?
Not the first. No. Lots of people have played it, but it's the first time that I've. ever
It's new.
played it.
It's new stuff as well. So it's
It's the flight
yeah.
squadron thing, isn't it? Yeah.
And I'm gonna go and watch someone play XCOM 2 and then talk about it. So I'm gonna have probably the best day of my life.
Wow, it's like Christmas Eve right now, isn't it?
It's
Tomorrow
great.
sounds amazing for
I
all
do
of us.
Oculus tomorrow, and I'm going to talk.
It's not as good as
Oculus,
Vive,
come on, mate.
Yeah,
Come on.
I get to see Lego Dimensions.
What is this?
At some point.
2012?
I found out
Lego
that
Dimensions is
Vive is coming out. Sorry, Vive is coming out this year sometime. It's coming out this year
it's coming
sometime
out in,
before Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I'd be scared if I was Oculus.
Good luck getting a rig that can run it and a room big enough.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well,
bombshell.
on that lovely note,
Thanks,
on that
everyone.
enthusiastic note, thank you for listening. And we'll be back tomorrow evening at some point with a similar thing, but with different video games.
Ja, vielen
Imagine
Dank.
that.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah, well, Jeremy's. Yeah, what he just said, but not.
Yeah. Was that goodbye?
Yeah, Auf Wiedersehen.
Good.
Or
Alright.
tschüss if it's informal.
Ta-da!
Say.
Bye. I feel like the podcast, we've already quit.
Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going.
No.